Today we're going to be reviewing the OnCloud Spike 1500. This is a spike I was super duper excited to get to try out. So let's get to some technical specs about the OnCloud 1500. They're $150 for this spike. Distance range is going to be 800 to 1600. That's what their website says. That's what Runner's Warehouse says. And something interesting about these is they only have 5 spikes, but I thought that was interesting. And then, I mean, obviously a cool part about it is these classic on almost like holes. They're about 4.8 ounces or 138 grams. And then something about the foam itself, they say they have a Pebax hyper foam. It's the special like name for it. I'm not totally sure. Every company has their own special name, but it's going to be Pebax. And then for the plate, there's a full-length hyperglass nylon speed board, which the website says is 15% carbon fiber. And so it's not going to be a full-length carbon fiber plate like you see in a lot of super shoes, but still a plate. And so they are pretty rigid. They're not the most rigid I've ever felt. They feel pretty good rigidness-wise. Let's get into what I thought about these spikes. I wore them for a workout. Originally, I did some 200s with them on, and they felt amazing for the 200s. And then a couple weeks later, I went and I did some 400s with them, 400s or 800s. And my initial thoughts from the 200 were, wow, these are super bouncy, and they actually feel, this isn't something you want in a spike, but they felt amazing on the like 200 off, which I thought was interesting. There's, I guess, something about the cushion, or I don't know, they feel really nice on the foot as soon as you put them on. But for me, when I started getting up into like more 400s to 800s and more close to an actual race pace, so a little bit slower than a 200 rep, for me they were just too aggressive, too much on the foot up here. And they felt similar to what I would think a Zoom Victory, the Nike Zoom Victories would feel like, really aggressive on that front. And they do say that on the website that it is going to be a more aggressive shoe. And so I just wasn't expecting it to be exactly like that. And if you like that aggressiveness, then that's great. But for me, that wasn't my favorite thing. So I probably wouldn't lace up in these to race a 3200 or really even a 1600. If I was going to race an 8, I might, and then definitely if I was going to do a 4, I would feel good in them, but at that point I might want some like sprinting specific spikes. Let's talk about something I did like though. There's, if you can see where it says on there, they have some, it's kind of grippy, almost like the bottom of trampoline socks, and then they have some more of that kind of grip stuff up here, which I loved. It just added to the whole like feels great on the foot vibe. So I always sockless when I wear spikes. I think that's the best way to do it, and it definitely doesn't improve my race times or anything. I'm just more comfortable without socks on, and so these just felt amazing with the barefoot, and that extra grip really held it in there. They felt nice and snug but not too tight, so that's probably the biggest benefit I would say of getting these, is they felt the best on my foot out of any spike I've ever put on. It's just unfortunately a little bit too aggressive. Maybe the 10,000s would be a better fit for me. I'm gonna try my best to get a pair, and I'll try those on, see how they feel. If the 10,000s are the same as the 1500s, just less aggressive, it might just be the best spike. But I'll have to see. I'll get a pair of those and try them out. While I'm doing this review right now, these are currently not in stock at Runner's Warehouse. They are in stock on the On website though. I personally found it pretty hard to get a pair of these. I was looking for them all last year and I couldn't get a pair. And then this year I've been like looking, and as soon as I saw that they were available, I went and got myself some. And I'll have to do that again now for the 10,000s because the 10,000s are out of stock. But I'm really hoping to get myself a pair of those that I can try out. Final verdict on the OnCloud Spike 1500 meters. If you like an aggressive spike and you're looking for something that's just going to be super comfortable, I would say totally go for these. These are amazing. They just were too aggressive for me, and so I will not race in them. See you guys again, hopefully with a pair of the 10,000s for a review.